The word is that the ETs have given us till 2027, 2028 to make the people of Earth aware of them, because they're going to start showing themselves around that time period. So we have that aspect to it, but we also have people that are alliance friendly, like David Grush and 40 plus people working with him who have the full information that they want to disclose. They know that we're probably going to be seeing some very disturbing things in the skies or in space. We're going to see conflict here and there, especially when the Confederation comes in to start trying to defeat the Orion group. We're going to see weird flashes by Jupiter and things that look like meteors crashing into Jupiter, and things that are going to be difficult to explain or understand. They're starting to disclose things because these whistleblowers, because they think it's the right thing to do, and they want to prepare us so we're not completely shocked when a lot of this stuff starts to transpire. One of the things that we could be doing right now is doing email campaigns and different things that you and I will talk about in the future to help back these guys up. And what they really need is the UAP whistleblower law to go through that they're playing with in Congress a little right now. If Congress passes that law, these 40 people will be dropping their information to Congress the next day they're ready. And once that happens, there are hundreds of thousands of people across this country that very seriously keep that oath that they took and that NDA that they signed, because if they don't, they know it's their ass. So once this UAP thing is signed, so many people will be able to open up, and the information will once we get to that point, the information will really start to flow. So that is necessary. And finding other ways of being activists to wake people up and give them information, not about blue avians, not about the Pleiadians, not about the Galactic Federation, keep it simple, stupid, very simple stuff that's going on, that you can tie to the UAP disclosures, because right now people are more open than they've ever been, but we're going to have to act. We can't just sit back and, say it's unfolding the way it divinely should. We're divinely put here to take part. So I think you and I are going to do a course that's going to discuss being an activist and how to be an effective activist in this movement. Maybe we can redeem the disclosure movement in some way if enough people come together, or not necessarily come together because it doesn't work, but if enough people decide that they're going to start working for whatever disclosure they can get. And we're going to get that through Grush and his people. So we need to get behind them and become disclosure activists and not a disclosure community, because a community is where all the bullshit happens, the gossiping, the this, that, all the things that drag a movement down, and if we keep it small groups of people doing their own little missions here and there, or people by themselves, activists that are organized and have a plan, we can make a much more difference than we can watching videos of people with sparkles in their eyes talking about the Galactic Federation has destroyed all of the bad ETs, and all you got to do is sit back and smile. That's not disclosure. If you want actual disclosure, it is time. It is okay to have those beliefs. That is totally fine. It's your business. But when it comes to actually being a part of disclosure, you need to become an activist and start bringing some credibility back to the disclosure movement, because it has lost it all. But these people need support right now. And they also need us to be there to help spin the narrative away from the cabal's narrative of everything, we need more weapons in space. We need this. We need to take away more human rights. And the people that are interested in doing that can, take part in our webinar, where we're going to give specifics and game plans and you can become disclosure. And Mike has some great experience in that arena, actually doing not protests,
demonstrations.
But demonstrations. Yeah. So we're going to go into more detail. He's going to share some of his great experience in that regard. And we're going to discuss how this community can reorganize itself into a actual activist movement and do what it can to help those around us who are curious now because of the disclosures of people like David Grush.
There was one meetup group in Colorado Springs. Mike recently, he did a Law of One talk at the Eclipse of Disclosure. He used this tool to organize people and go and do kind of like a protest at the local Air Force base. I was being told by an Air Force contact, Sigmund, that he would appreciate it if I would tell my people to quit harassing his people. And I denied it. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. And he looked at me like, whatever. Well, later on, I found out that Mike had, he was very quiet. You would never expect him to be so gutsy. But him and a bunch of very quiet people got together and found their voice. And they began handing out information about the secret space program to Air Force personnel as they were going onto the base. And it caused a hell of a stir. All these people were now asking, do we have a secret space program? It caused a big headache. But you know what? Sorry, Sigmund, we want to cause more headaches. We need to get a lot of these very laid-back, quiet people together and find their voices like this small group did. This small group made a pretty big impact, a very big impact. It was only like 5 people, I think. Just imagine what we can do in our communities if we start doing things like that.
All you need is a good parking spot,
And a few friends.
And a few friends, and you can take disclosure to the people, right? So I think it's such a testament to hear, even though Corey got yelled at, basically, but I think that's pretty cool that you got that confirmation that your protest, it reached people, and it reached some pretty big people, and it got back to Corey in a pretty big way.
Yeah, it's showing initiative in a big way. I think if more people show initiative like that, there's no way that they're going to be able to hide suppressed technologies. And, it would have been great if he would have thought about recording that. That would have been amazing. If he does it again, hopefully he'll record it. And hopefully this story will inspire others to go out and do things similar to what Mike is doing, because he's putting his own time, his own money into these things. And that shows passion. And others out there who have the passion and are able to carve out the time and to coordinate different things like what Mike's talking about, meetup groups, doing protests. I think that they should begin to organize and start doing it.
And I want to clarify one point, just in case people are kind of skeptical, that we actually were giving out materials that had Full Disclosure Project logo on it and name on it. So since Corey was known as being associated with the Full Disclosure Project, that may have been part of the reason that name was triggered internally. Mm-hmm. That Corey Goode might be connected to this.
I didn't know how they were making the connection myself.
Yeah, I think it's one of the other things too is I'm sure you had a deep sense of fulfillment, and it added joy and happiness to your life, just actively doing something with this. Wouldn't you agree, Mike?
Oh yeah, what brought me the most joy was when the policewoman came out, and she would just had a smile on her face, and she said, "They called us, we had to come out. You guys are doing fine, everything's great. It's just like, this is my job to come out here and tell you, just don't stand on the road, otherwise you're fine." And we gave her the information too, and that was pretty great.
Mike Goldman here in the middle of the Nevada desert on the extraterrestrial highway, just outside the little Ailey Inn. and we are about to storm Area 51. Let's see them aliens. They can't stop us all.
Me and some of my friends, we made it our mission to help educate people. There's a lot of suppressed information on this topic. It's a lot of hard to understand stuff about the UFO subject and what's going on with extraterrestrials. We like to try to give people really good information and get people more organized and activated to give out.